Okay, we should be live.
We're live?
We should
We
be.
lit?
Are we alive? Hello?
should be.
Hello? Can anyone hear us?
Alright, let's check. Let's do our check.
How do we know we're really alive?
Yeah,
This says
yeah,
we're
I
live.
see the, I see the stream up.
Me too. Let me
The
just
stream
pop
is
up the chat
up.
real quick.
Oh, you cut your hair.
Yes, I did. Hello.
Oh.
Whoa.
That must explain the voice.
Yeah,
I
that's
cut
it.
my hair literally last night.
Okay, pop out chat. Put that over there. Why do people have crowns next to their names now? Top fans. Well, thank you very much
Top
for being
fan.
top fans, Brewman and Kinda Loner. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it a lot. Michael G, you need to work a little bit harder.
I believe in you, Michael G.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. So Brewman and Kinda Loner are top fans. I've never heard of these people in my life. Tenic, who's in this call right now, is not even at Michael G's level. Hold on.
Okay, I assume it's like based on how many messages one sends.
I don't know these people. Like, don't get me wrong, you two. I appreciate you being here, and Michael G, I appreciate you as well, just a little bit less. But you would think, Tenic, you send more. It can't start from now, Brewman. It can't, because Tenic has sent as many messages as you two have, and so has Michael.
Is it maybe based on their, like, members or something? I don't
now
know.
that I've said it, they're getting worse.
Oh.
Okay, it seems to me like the number of experience is 25 times the number of messages.
I don't understand. But then why don't you have a crown, Tenic?
I mean, I don't know. It says I'm ranked 4th when you click the crown.
Well, how about here, now, I'm my best fan. Alright. All is as all should be.
Alright.
You don't count. Sorry, you're not on the list.
Hello, everyone on YouTube, and
Cringe
welcome to the
people.
Explanation Point Anime Club.
Hello.
I'm Explanation Point. You all know me by now. In here, in this Discord call with me, are some of my patrons who have all deigned to watch this anime and talk about it with us. Oh my goodness, Brewman. It looks like that, yes, that definitely improved your experience levels. So if any of you want to be
That
better
gives you a lot of
fans-
XP.
Yeah, that's 425 XP. So if anybody wants to be a bigger fan, you can just go ahead and give me any amount of money. Which, by the way, since we're talking about this, I'm gonna go ahead and set a goal. We're going to set the goal to 5 people giving me literally any amount of money in the next 15 minutes.
Oh,
So it's like an
15.
option.
I'll have money. Start goal.
Except you don't get anything at the end of it.
Yeah, alright. So, you all have 15 minutes. This is a challenge. Give me literally any amount of money. And then I have set the reward. There is a reward because it asked me to put a reward. And if 5 people give me literally any amount of money in the next 15 minutes, I will have money. Thank you.
The goal will be completed.
And as a reward, I will have money. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to the Explanation Point Anime Club. I am Explanation Point, and here in this call with me are 3 of my lovely patrons, who have been hanging out on Patreon with me for quite a while now, each and every one of them. We have Tenic over here, this way, that way, there.
Yeah, hello everyone.
This way, that way, there. We have Jams down here.
Hi! Hey.
Nobody's given me money yet. You are running out of time. We have Tom down here.
Hello,
We're running
hello.
out of time.
And today we are going to be talking about a fairly influential show, Bloom Into You, very popular back in its day when it premiered in November 2019. This is a show that I watched the first episode of and dropped because I thought it seemed like there was really nothing there for me. I can't imagine why I would feel like there was nothing there for me.
Can't imagine it.
But since we are in the month of June, wherein there are many rainbows on account of the April showers and the May flowers, we thought that we would do a rainbow-themed month for June. And so, because, thank you very much, Kind Loner, that's $5, that is an amount of money. We need 4 more people to do any amount of money in the next, 12 minutes. It does take a little bit of time to donate money, so keep that in mind when you decide to contribute to the challenge. We did decide to do a rainbow theme for the month of June, on account of how, Bloom Into You is very flower-focused. And water and sunlight are both needed for flowers to bloom, and water and sunlight are both also needed for rainbows. We decided it counted.
Yes.
That is what we said.
We put so much work into justifying it.
I really should have been on that.
So, I watched the show, the first episode or two of it, when it came out back in 2019. And, I wasn't too impressed with that first episode. I made a lot of judgments about what it was going to be like. And I was very pleasantly surprised watching it this time. I don't think it's as good as everyone seems to think it is. But it was a lot different than I thought it was going to be. And I think it had a lot of very interesting ideas that, I would have done a little differently, but there's a reason I'm a critic, not a writer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never watched the show when it came out. This has always been one of those I need to get to it type things. But the perception, at least my perception around this show and its fans is wildly different than what I actually got out of the show.
Yeah, same here.
The way that people talk about it made me expect something, I guess, just a type of storyline that's way different than what I actually got. Am I upset about that? I don't know, but it definitely this show threw me for a fucking loop.
Sure
man.
did. This is very it's like a slightly more edgy John Green book, and I know I use that comparison a lot, but I talk about anime for a living.
You gotta have something else that's not anime to compare everything to.
Well, the thing is that a lot of anime and a lot of John Green books share a Venn diagram of an audience. But
I don't know about that.
You're right.
It depends on.
It's not a
It depends on
comparison.
what type of anime fan, honestly.
Listen, I most heavily associate John Green with all of the Tumblrina nonsense that he is connected to, so...
Look, you've got a young adult romance with 2 eccentric main characters. It's gonna pop into my mind.
Yeah.
Eccentric, quote-unquote.
Sure. No, that's even more appropriate, actually. Alright, so I think we've sort of danced around saying it, but everybody in this call, I believe, was expecting a very generic anime romance here. And we were expecting that the thing that made it special was that the romantic element here was 2 girls. And
so my expectation was I heard about Bloom Into You a bunch, and then a specific ace friend of mine was like, I was really hoping that I watched the first episode, and for most of it, I was like, oh, it's going to be about 2 ace girls who are, connecting to each other. That's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of, slammed me upside the head with the whole, I think I've fallen in love with you thing. And I was very disappointed, said the friend. And I was like, that sounds like a weird, not like a weird show, but, that sounds like a weird writing decision. All right, maybe if I hear more about it later, I will go check it out. And then I never heard anything else about it.
Yeah, they certainly are not ace. That was never even hinted at.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my favorite scenes in the whole show is the first time they kiss when they're in the club room together. When I forget both of their names. Well, I don't forget Yu's name. That's a whole other rant. Bloom into you girl name. Tokonami. Google got it. It was a 50-50 shot.
Google knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, no, Google knew which one I couldn't remember.
All right. Okay, but can I
No, go ahead.
Just throw out this up front, instead of calling her you for the entire stream, which will get confusing, can we please call her Koito, which is her last name?
That's a very good idea, and I will do my best.
Especially because I think it's such a stupid name to have in a romance show.
I mean, like, if you're
no
doing...
Koito.
Oh yeah,
because
I didn't even think about it. Yep.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, one of my favorite scenes in the whole show is when the two of them are in the club room together and they're gonna kiss for the first time, and Koito goes up to not Koito. Now you've fucked me up.
I didn't do anything.
And Toko goes up to Orange Girl. Thank you, kinda loner. Toko goes up to Orange Girl and she's like, I would really like to kiss you. I think I'm falling in love with you. And Orange Girl is like, you're hot. I would really love to be kissed by you, but don't read anything into it.
Wait, is that how it happens? If I
More or
remember
less,
right,
like, I'm
he just gets
paraphrasing.
kissed.
Essentially.
I'm paraphrasing,
Like,
but
Koito is completely passive.
Orange Girl really is sitting there like, man, she's really pretty. I don't know, maybe kissing would be nice, but I don't feel the whole love thing. So, go for it, I guess.
That is how the relationship starts, I guess.
I would say it's more
I
like
just
the
think
second
that
time
that
they
is...
kiss and,
It's a very interesting situation in a show that I didn't expect to be that complicated. Because back to what I was saying before, I think most of us were expecting this to be a very bog-standard romance show that everybody overrated because the main characters are both girls. When I feel like everybody overrated it instead because the plot actually has very good ideas that it doesn't capitalize on very well.
That's what I would rather say, because like from the way that I had the perception of the community around this show, it seemed complex. Like it seemed like there were a lot of emotions going on, and there were more, I guess, messy ideas that the show doesn't fully capitalize on. But that I think that's why they like it. I think that's why a lot of people think it is very good, because of how messy it is, and how kind of all over the place it is. And it's like, oh, this is real romance. This is real emotion. That's a okay way to think, I guess. I did not think I liked it very much because of those aspects.
Like,
but you know, to each their own.
I really admire that it got into the weeds of some things. I think the specific weeds that it chose were kind of silly.
Yes.
Like, I think...
I don't know.
I don't know enough about gardening to think about a silly weed. But I'm sitting here seeing that it has a bunch of very pretty dandelions growing in its flower garden. I'm like, alright, that's a nice weed you got there. All of this aromantic element that you've got going on in this very complicated relationship between these two people who do like each other, one of whom likes the other one a lot more. That's a nice weed. Good old complication. But then you have a corpse flower just growing off the side of the garden. Like, you don't need that. I guess I'll sit here and smell it for a while.
What is the corpse flower a metaphor for?
The whole sister thing?
Yeah,
yes,
the identity crisis that takes up the entire back half of the series.
Fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought it made sense.
It's like, I think I could really tell in episode 4 in particular, especially after watching Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, that this anime is so based on a manga that was coming out monthly in like a shoujo manga magazine. Like I could tell so acutely from like just the introduction of Maki's character, structurally speaking, just screams the author needed the premise to be in the first few chapters that was in the magazine, and then the author could like expand it structurally and like the structure of a comic that is like serialized coming out monthly, very different from the structure of a television show.
Yeah,
fair.
So it's just like Maki is my favorite character, by the way, but but you know,
I think Maki is the best character in the show, kind of objectively.
You know,
Holy heck!
so
We've only got 3.5 minutes left to go, folks. Low tier trash has contributed.
Who?
We need 3 low
Who the fuck
tier
is
trash.
Maki?
No, that's not their name. Well, it is also their name.
Well, yeah, it is their name.
We've got 3 more minutes, folks, and we need 3 more people to donate to get our great reward of me getting money. I hate YouTube so much. All right.
I asked who Maki was. It's the boy, like the.
I remember now. I checked the list of characters. Yeah,
I liked
hard degree,
Maki
best
a lot.
character.
I liked Maki a lot. Like a lot. He was the funniest character in the show. Like
He's
every
such a
time he's on
cool
screen,
man.
I'm like cackling because he'll do like somebody will say something and he'll just like cover his mouth politely like like it's just you're just like okay, like this guy knows what he's after.
No, this is a guy who has a never-ending bag of popcorn in his hands at all times.
Yeah.
I love this man.
But my favorite character was actually probably Sayaka.
Oh, Sayaka's an incredible character.
I forgot she existed, but no, she was amazing.
Yeah,
I forgot she existed, but now you've reminded me. You're right. She made the show good.
Yeah, she is the best. She is
Thank
the
you very
best
much,
character.
Low tier trash. I don't know if it counts if the same person donates twice.
I don't know either. Yeah.
I think it counts.
It counts in my heart.
It counts in our hearts because you still get money.
Yep. All right.
But what was I saying? Oh, Sayaka was, at least to me, the best character. I mean, obviously now that we're bringing it up, but like there is, it's almost like Sayaka is entertaining to watch, not as much as Maki though. But Sayaka, like thinking about her and thinking about her place in the narrative, I'm like, way better, like the best character by far. I like her more than either of the two, like the main 2 girls. I like her better with Toko than Koito. Like it's just like everything about her was the best part. Like
her design is my favorite. She's a good girl.
Yeah,
Yu's
I wouldn't
is
say her
my
design's
favorite,
my favorite.
but,
Yeah, I would probably also
Sayaka-
say Yu's.
Sayaka is cute and severe and memorable.
Yeah, I think I'm
Memorable.
very
You
weak
forgot
with
about her.
Yes, but now, well, but now that I'm looking at her again and I've been reminded,
You literally started this off with, I forgot about her.
she existed, and I was gonna say, yeah, but her design, now that I remember she existed, is really memorable. When I've been over here searching Sayaka Bloom and you specifically because I didn't remember what it looked like. I remember thinking her design was really cool, and then didn't remember what it was. So just forget everything I said.
Will do.
But no, Sayaka is the character that I enjoyed thinking about the most, because this entire time I was sitting here like, okay, we have a best friend who's being supplanted. That is a very good dynamic for somebody to have to navigate this relationship with somebody that has been very important to them when that person is getting a romantic partner. That is just a good dynamic to begin with. And I'm sitting here thinking, they better not make her have a secret lesbian crush on Toko, because that would ruin everything. And then she did, and then they made it not ruin everything anyway.
Yeah, they made it actually really good.
They did it
good.
really well.
Why would that ruin? Why would that ruin things in the first place?
Because the whole thing that was really cool about it is that her dynamic with Toko is different than Orange Girl's dynamic with Toko, and if it's the same dynamic,
Like,
that's just a love triangle, and that doesn't work.
it would feel like it would flatten the situation entirely to be just about who is going to romantically end up with Toko, as opposed to this person has complex feelings about Toko and she has a specific unique view of her. This other person also has complex feelings about Toko and has a specific unique view of her. Toko has very unique and specific feelings about both of these two girls, and they form an ecosystem, which is not a triangle.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
And then it turns into like one of those non-Euclidean triangles you draw in a basketball.
Yeah.
To show that triangles can have 270 degrees of angle if you draw them in a 3D space.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Just last month, my partner completely like shattered my brain with like a bunch of like polyhedrals.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's one of those love triangles that has 3 right angles, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, the thing I think well, I like not Toko. I like I hate Toko actually. I like Sayaka
I think that's fair.
a lot because of the way that the narrative treats her as that best friend who is being supplanted, but also that best friend. Like, it is still both of those things, right? The best friend who is being supplanted, but also the best friend who is secretly pining after, this person. And it's like, all right, cool. But there's just something about like those second place characters that I feel for. Like, there's something that's always about like, the runner up that you're like, oh my god, my heart goes out to that person.
The losing heroine, one might say.
Yes, it is so. It's just so enrapturing. It's like so relatable. You everybody can understand it. You can't come in first every time. There's always something to understand there, right? But it's specifically.
I thought you are the one who really harped on me to watch Toradora, right? Was that someone else?
Yes.
Cool.
I am Toradora's biggest defender. But it is also specifically in relation to the way that Toko views Sayaka that like it takes the like the runner up, the losing heroine aspect of it and completely turns it on its head, because it's also like Toko does not realize that Sayaka views her this way, right? Not in the way that like, oh, she loves her, but in the way that like Sayaka clearly knows that Toko has flaws and she's hiding it and she can't be vulnerable with other people because she thinks, she needs to be special, she needs to be perfect. Right? And for Toko to like just go on and not give Sayaka the benefit of the doubt and be like, they're my best friend, like I can talk to them about anything, is really super interesting, because it's like it's almost like she was never her best friend at all. Like, with best friends, you do share that with people, right? It's Sayaka being her closest friend, but she is not her best friend. It's just a really interesting dynamic that they pose throughout, like as the series keeps going. And I thought it was so good. I hate Toko, but I thought it was so good.
No, Toko is
Okay,
very
Tom, I have to be entirely honest. You lost me while we were explaining this. So I'm just gonna ask now that like when we go over the episodes, you point out like the specific points in the plot where this stuff you talked about happened.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're the big. There's like a few big moments where it's like easily, you could just be like, hey, instead of Koito doing this, it should have been Sayaka. Like, straight up, it should have just been Sayaka.
Yeah, I do think Sayaka should have gotten a lot more screen time than she did, especially in the more intimate parts of Toko's life.
Yeah.
But I think that Sayaka was one of the few characters who was actually handled very well.
Yes. That's why I like her so much.
It was Sayaka. I forget boy's name.
Maki.
Maki?
Yeah, I'm gonna call him boy.
Yeah, boy.
Uh,
He is boy.
What about other boy, the one with the glasses,
Nah.
the loud one?
Dojima.
Dojima. That's
Oh
it.
man,
name was
Dojima. Whoa.
Listen. I like the amount that he is in the show, which is not a lot. Like I feel like he's a very good garnish character.
Like, the fun thing about Dojima is seeing him like latch on to the idea that he's in the student council surrounded by hot babes, while Maki's just sitting there like, I've watched them make out. Ow, popcorn, yup.
yes.
And I don't really care.
Yes.
Hee hee.
I'm just vibing. I love the character who's over here like I'm just vibing.
I can just imagine Maki sitting there like, what would be the most complicated combination of people in this room?
Writing fan fiction about the other
Friend fiction.
about the
Maki
other
writes
cast
friend
members
fiction.
in his head.
I forget what episode it is, but there was a scene where like it's like the episode just opens, and it's like they're going on summer break, and Maki just like straight up asks Koito like, "Oh, are you gonna be hanging out with senpai all summer break?" And Koito's like, no way, what?" And he's like, "What? Like, come on, man, what?"
You're
Like,
both
what?
obviously in love.
But my
Yeah.
headcanon.
Yeah, that's no fair to me. What am I supposed to do?
Look, I'm gonna have to focus on the budding romances in my other 3 friend groups now.
Yeah. He seems like so put off. He's like, "This is bullshit. Like, you can't do this to me."
Shall we talk about the OP?
Yeah.
Flower language
Sure.
stuff. Because all of they have such specific flowers.
I'm sure
All
they
masters
did, and I
and
was
flowers.
hoping you would bring that up, because I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I wanted to look it up. Unfortunately, this month was very busy.
And you finished the episode 30 seconds before you got here, right?
Yeah,
5 minutes.
30 seconds before I joined the call. So it's very fresh in my mind. all of the show.
Does anybody specifically know about hydrangeas? Because there was that one episode where they
What
kept just
color
being
do
like,
you
"What's
like?
your favorite?" Yeah, what color do you like?
What color do you
color
like?
hydrangeas?
Hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas, yeah.
I found a blog post by Atelier Emily on WordPress. I don't know who this person is. Don't think this is an endorsement, but I'm citing my sources. And she has written out an analysis of the flower language in Bloom into You's opening. And I'm just gonna give it a quick once-over, see if there's anything interesting going on. I was curious about the plucked petal flower.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. It's apparently an anemone of some kind. Have a variety of meanings that include everything from sincerity to omens of death. Red anemones in particular are associated with an accompanying tale of Adonis and Aphrodite.
Oh!
A red anemone specifically carries the meaning of a forsaken love or a love separated by death. That's fun.
Okay.
Oh,
Who's plucking flower there? Because
it's the basketball girl. Basketball? Does she play basketball?
Oh, yeah, she plays basketball.
really?
Akari.
Yeah.
Is she plucking
Yeah,
it because she can't get with her one dude that she likes? Is that might be the
That
I
has to
guess
be
you're
it,
right.
Like,
the
The
depth
love
of
story.
her
That is what
romance?
this blog post is saying about that. Because I was really hoping it was Toko.
yeah, that would have been. But Toko and what was her name again? Orange. Toko and Orange Girl, they don't they, neither of them appear with flowers at all, which is like, part of the point, I suppose.
That's not true at all.
Well, like,
In the
okay,
OP?
what I mean is, in the OP, the two opening shots of the OP are Sayaka and Toko sitting at desks. They're the first, and Sayaka and Toko are separated by this big veil of flowers. And Toko is not Toko. Sayaka has like flowers growing up from the ground around her. She has like a bunch of flowers around her, and Toko has no flowers like to her name, so to speak.
Yeah,
and
I
then
thought those
in
were
a
littered
similar
flower
fashion,
petals, but yeah.
And in a similar fashion, I still keep forgetting her last name. So Orange Girl, she is in the center of the classroom while her friends are in the corners. And her friends have a bunch of flowers around them, have specific flowers in their hair when the close-ups happen and everything. There's flowers draping down from the ceiling over her friends, but she is just like sat in the center of the room with an artificial paint splatter on the ground. And she when the music winds up, she's looking into the planetarium that Toko got her like later in the show. Well, I think it's the second episode, but the point is that like she's staring into the planetarium like as if it will give her answers to something. And it's just like, so it's the idea that that Toko and Orange Girl is they are I'm gonna start calling her Tangerine because Orange Girl feels way clunkier than Tangerine. Tangerine. She and so Tangerine like staring into this gift that Toko has given her, and Toko leaving like the flowery like location where Sayaka is, and then like it's like this idea that like they have found something in each other that is not what love looks like to anyone else around them. Yeah, I think that's the end of my statement.
I did not watch this OP very much at all. If it was on, I was on my phone. So I just can't comment that much on it. I just didn't.
Yeah, Brian,
I didn't care
please
for it
kill
that
this
much.
man.
I did not.
Mr. Electric, kill him!
I just really did not care about this opening. I can't lie to you.
That's all right.
Wait, so sorry, I don't know, James, if you already mentioned this, but like, is there a significance to the notebooks with flower covers they put over their face?
Oh, those things. I think it's like, so I kept like I really was interested. I found that part so interesting, and it's like, I think it's the idea is that both of them understand that what they want involves like whatever is symbolized within like the presence of flowers, which is to say both of them understand that what they want is like love and companionship from another person, but they are essentially like they're putting up like the notebooks in front of their faces in the sense of they have to have like a weird amount of distance between them in order for their relationship to make sense to both of them at the same time. Like in the sense of like, it's sort of like you have very different relationships with people that you keep at different distances of intimacy from yourself. And this level of intimacy that they have on a romantic level, which is to say that one of them has a lot of romantic feelings about the other and the other very much does not. And both of them are very aware of this, and they sort of orbit around each other in this weird, interesting, like sort of a like give and take sort of relationship where they're constantly negotiating with one another. Is this okay? Am I doing all right? Do you hate me? and like that idea that like this does not come naturally to either of them, but they're trying for each other and for themselves. And I think that's like the thing that's sort of encapsulated in the idea that they are hiding their faces behind these notebooks covered in flowers, in the sense of they're putting on like the guise of a couple to each other in a way of like, we're both performing, we both know we're play acting a little bit at the thing that we know we want, and we are just figuring it out as we go along.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, I don't have anything to say, right? Like,
No. Yes, good.
good job.
Inspiration.
And everybody clapped.
Inspiration.
Yay! Now, moving on.
Moving on to the ED, because I don't think there's so much to talk about in the ED. I just really liked the red string and the cup phone imagery. That was so cute.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah,
just love the song, honestly. Kind of
I
bangs.
liked the song a lot.
It's a bop. It's a real groove. And also, I saw like the lyrics for it, and the lyrics for it are really interesting. It's like the lyrics go there's some part of the lyrics that go something along the lines of like if we have to, if this ever like, again, hold on. I don't want this situation to change. I don't want the situation to change. I want it to stay like this forever. I want to stay in the space where I can just say whatever, and have you not respond to me, which is very interesting. Like, it's functionally, it's just like the song is just like the song as it is written from Toko's perspective a little bit. The idea of like, I don't want this to become something that it is not right now, and I don't want to define this lest naming it make it disappear.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the ED a lot. I liked the song. I thought it was cute. It's a thing that you can you can glean a lot from it, like the lyrics, as Jams has obviously provided the example for. But it's also something that you can just be like, yeah, I'm vibing. I'm totally cool with what's going on right now.
Any song moment.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was better than the OP.
See, I understand why you
I can't
say
disagree with that.
but like, in an OP where every frame is inundated with flowers, each of which was chosen specifically because of its
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of years of well-established meaning.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But also,
I
like,
can't agree
how
with
am
you.
how am I supposed to be like, I'm looking at it, I'm staring at it, and it's just like a cacophony of just images and a language that I don't understand, and I'm like, I can nod my head and
The
go,
whole show is in
yeah.
Japanese.
Not if you watch it in English.
So
Do you not have a lyrics?
what you're saying is, you took something that was in a language you didn't understand, you went out of your way to find it in a language you did understand, and then you understood and you appreciated it.
Whoa, hold on,
more.
no. I never said I watched the English dub. I just
Oh,
said
is
it
that so?
was. I just said it was in English.
So you sought
No,
out the
I just,
information you needed
like-
to understand, and then your life was rich for it.
my point is that there is no fast track to understanding the entirety of flowers and their visual languages
Atelier
by watching
Emily
an
would
opening.
beg to differ.
By watching the opening, but she knows about it. I'm not going to sit there and watch the opening and magically understand everything about the flowers. Unlike what I would do with the characters, right? There's only one step of entry that I have to walk in, and it's watching the show.
Translator's note,
That's how
pink
I-
hydrangea means plan.
Okay. All right. Hey, that's good to know.
Translator's note: leaf means plant.
Mm-hmm. Leaf means plant. Shall we dive into it?
Please.
Yeah, let's go to the episode summary, which we haven't done in like 3 months.
I
3
feel
months?
like having to go
Well,
into the
2 months?
episode summary is failure, because it just means our natural conversation doesn't fill up 3 hours.
Well, it provides structure to
It
the
sure
conversation.
does. No, you're right, and
Which,
that's why we do
you
it.
know. I think it's valuable in some cases.
I think that a truly compelling show is one that's going to fill 3 hours of conversation without having to go back. It's like, oh yeah, do you remember that scene? Oh, that scene was great.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah, probably.
Like, I don't need to talk about every specific scene. We're gonna spend 3 hours diving into, like, the metaphorical significance of that one time when one character's finger barely grazed the petal of this flower over here, while this other flower was blurry in the background, and did you see that it had black and white filter over half the screen? Speaking of metaphorical significance, though, one of my favorite things to be on the lookout for is scenes where characters are physically divided by something, and there were so many scenes in this where you could see a physical barrier between Toko and Orange Girl. Like if they're by a swing set, one will be on one side of the bar and one will be on the other, or you can see, like, one's in a doorway on the other side of the room from the other. And I love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, do you remember when they got splashed by waters that one time? Yeah, I've seen Keijo. All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
I would also like to point out, right, that I think this is also the first time in, I mean, I don't know how long, that I took specific episode notes.
Ooh.
Like, I have not done that in a while. Well, I mean, because I knew we were going to do it episodically, because I just assumed that nobody would be able to fucking say anything about this show.
I think we could put in more effort to just talk about this show. Like, we haven't actually gone down the line and talked about the characters yet.
Yeah.
None of us have gone on a rant, for example, about how frustrating it is when an English dub has a character named you.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine watching anime in English. Couldn't be me.
No, your English is good enough. Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
All
Believe
right.
in the
No comment. Anyway, I guess, like, if we should really try and start with, like, making general remarks and conversations, then I think I, like, want to say something about the show. I don't think I have much more to say anyway. I feel like the fatal flaw, and it's like, I don't think I've ever seen a show I would say this for, is that, like, I like the character dynamic. I like the whole plot, like, on paper. But it's just, I think, as Bryant, you noted, like, fairly early, like, they don't have any chemistry. Like, the characters themselves feel kind of flat or boring. It feels like it would really elevate the show if you could just like them on a more basic level, but...
I do agree. Like, one thing I think we should keep in mind here is that this... I don't feel like this show was made for, like, 30-year-old straight men. Just, that might be controversial.
I'm not 30.
I'm 30. But
Well,
I
quit
feel
lumping
like
us
this
with the
show
rest
was
of you.
made for, like, 16 to 21-year-old women.
Yeah.
And what, women like boring women as characters? Is that the idea?
That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm talking specifically about Toko and her melodrama. But you're right. Like, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the chemistry between the characters. But I think, like...
Yeah.
How do I say this that doesn't make it sound like I'm saying anybody younger than me is stupid and has bad taste? Because that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying...
Just say it.
Necessarily, younger people have had less time to consume media than olds like me. And when you have consumed more stories, you find more things horribly boring because you've seen it before. And I'm saying this not out of judgment, but out of jealousy. I wish I had seen fewer things so I could enjoy more things. I think if you have seen very few good romances, the show is enthralling enough for you to really love it. And
I also think
I'm not saying the characters do have chemistry because they don't, but I think that the other because the other character dynamics between them are strong enough that I think you could